So in a hopefully not shocking series of events, I survived my drive to Georgia, and I survived 2016. So here we are, 2017, grad school time. So as you may not know, after I was in Kansas, I drove to Austin, Texas, or Spicewood, Texas, technically, to visit my aunt and uncle. I stayed there for a couple days, hung out, did New Year's things, and then I drove, one day I drove to Shreveport, whatever it's called, something like that, Louisiana. And then on January 2nd, which is today for me, I drove all the way to Athens. So yeah, I've driven about like 2,000 miles since my last blog. And yeah, it's actually been quite interesting, I would say. So my dad for Christmas bought me a Georgia jacket, which is fine, except for that he also bought Nicholas and himself Georgia jackets that we could all match, which is like highly embarrassing and not something that I really want to do with my family, but whatever. The first thing that we did when we were kind of there was the first morning we went on this walk with just my aunt and my dad because Nick was still asleep. And we met all their neighbors, and their neighbors are super nice and super friendly and wanted to kind of talk to us about things that might be relevant. And as it turns out, that appeared to be football because I was wearing a Georgia jacket, but I know absolutely nothing about football, so that was just super awkward. But then I looked it up afterward, and it looks like Georgia won a thing, so we're all very proud of Georgia, clearly. Go sports ball. My aunt and uncle kind of live on this golf course thing, like in a closed community, so it's all these like sort of rich people in Texas, like being Texan, but we went on a bike ride one of the days, and it was just really funny because they acted as though it was like this, we were going outside on this big adventure, but, it's just like paved roads and like very few hills, and it's Texas, so it was like 65 degrees and like beautifully sunny out, and we went to go see a waterfall, which was just a concrete created part of it. It's like a water trap for the golfers, but, I appreciated that they like took us around, and it was kind of fun to just hang out and like not really do anything with my relatives. So then I left about a couple hours, maybe like 2 p.m., something like that, a couple hours later after the biking, and I drove through Texas and a little bit of Louisiana, and not a whole lot happened. I got pulled over by a cop. It was not the highlight of my life, I would say. Luckily, all I got was a warning and told to kind of like slow down a little bit, and I was very lucky that he was nice to me, and that for whatever reason, I guess I was just the right demographic to not ticket. But other than that, like really nothing else happened. It was very calm. I got in a pretty good hour, and then I just sort of crashed immediately because I was really tired. Here's what the border looked like. It's really thrilling, So here's what Louisiana looks like. It's pretty similar to everywhere else. I also took a couple of clips while I was driving, just kind of to amuse myself, so you can kind of hear some of the narration. The sound quality's not that great, and for whatever reason, my camera decided to be in black and white, so that was great. It's really funny because I'm out of radio stations here. There's like really nothing much going on. But my options are, I got Christian, I got Christian country, I got country, and then I have a talk show. And I was like, well, maybe I'll just listen to the talk show. Like, all right, like, sure, whatever. But then I think in like a series of 2 minutes, I heard more sexist and racist things than I've heard in a while. And I was like, you know what? I think we're done with radio in Louisiana. My favorite part of Louisiana so far is that they have these weird signs that say, one call, y'all. And then it's just a man. And I think he must be like a lawyer for accidents or something like that. Or an insurance man. I'm very unclear, but that's all it says on the sign is, one call, y'all. And then a number. And this man's face. So the radio stations keep beeping at me to tell me that if there's a tornado, I need to be inside. That it's going to be really dangerous and blah, blah, blah. And it's going to... houses are going to lose things, and don't be underneath trees or whatever. So hopefully that does not come to pass, because I would like, or if it does, I hope it doesn't happen while I'm driving, because I have no idea what to do if there were a tornado. So yeah, it's 8:27 in the morning, and here we are. The South to me has always been something foreign, more foreign than even foreign countries, I think. Might be because my mom hates it so much. So I'm outside Jackson, Mississippi, and there was just a sign that said, road work next 114 miles. I think accurate summary of everything that has happened in the South so far today. She lives with a very strong desire to stay away from the South as far as possible. I think the reason it's so foreign to me is that I know nothing about it. I've been to every state in the country, but I feel like the least amount of time was spent in the South. It's weird to drive through it and kind of feel like, oh, is this anything I expected it to be? It is raining incredibly hard right now. I can barely see a couple of feet in front of me. Apparently Alabama is supposed to get like 4 inches of rain over the next 2 days, so I guess I'm driving in some of that. It makes it very interesting. The speed limit is 70, but that doesn't seem to slow anybody down, and I think I'd be more likely to get hit if I did slow down. So yeah, it's really not great. I am not enjoying this, but so I definitely think that this was a good drive for contemplating if my ideas about the South and the reality of the South are actually matching up and where they are. And obviously I haven't lived in it yet, but I think that's going to be something that I hope will change, because I feel like inadvertently I am a little bit inadvertently I'm a little bit bigoted against the South, and I would like to kind of have a more nuanced view in that point, be more open-minded about what's here and kind of understand a different viewpoint maybe. So I was thinking about that a lot on my drive today.